Contrast is the most powerful of all graphic design principles because contrast makes it possible to have things stand out, it emphasizes things, and it calls attention to them. When most people think of contrast, they think of black and white, like we see in this Penguins of Madagascar billboard. But contrast is much, much more than simple black and white. Let's look at some examples. In this book cover, we see many ways that contrast is used. There's contrast of color with the red title and the gray tones in the background. There's contrast of size with the large red letters and the smaller type around it. There's contrast of direction. We see that some of the type is going diagonally that way and some of it is going in the opposite way on the diagonal. There's contrast of texture with all the small fragments around the edges and the smooth white area in the middle. There's lots of contrast here. We can also go back and look at the Dunkin' Donuts sign, and we'll see there's quite a lot of contrast here too. Let's look at some details. The easiest part of the contrast to see is that there's white letters on a dark background. But we also can see that there are larger letters in the text at the top, contrasted with smaller size letters in the text below. And also we see that in these two subheadings, what is changing and what's not changing, there's bold letters used for is and not, which contrast the letters that aren't bold. Look at the bottom of the sign. You'll see contrast being used again to contrast the normal font for hot chocolate and Dunkaccino with the smaller, lighter version that says available in small and medium only, and also for frozen beverages. And that's contrasted with available in resized small and medium only too. So even on this very simple sign, there are many ways that contrast is used effectively. So remember, in graphic design, contrast is a lot more than black and white. Contrast is anything that you can make different. And when you do make it different, make sure it's really different. The best contrast is the strongest contrast. Contrast can really improve your designs. So make sure you take advantage of that.